Welcome to the Open Book Podcast. I'm Krystel.
I'm Steph.
And I'm Brie. And together we're your hosts, bringing you all things books, deep dives, theory spirals, and never-ending TBRs.
Every week we're cracking open new reads, revisiting old favourites, and spiralling down rabbit holes of fan theories, character analysis, and chaotic book talk.
Whether you're here for the romance, the heartbreak, the plot twists, trope lists, or the unhinged debates about who we die for or rank higher,
there's always room for you in our book club.
So grab your coffee, your annotated copy, and get comfy.
Because this is the Open Book Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to Tommen Talk with Brie, Krystel, and Steph. We are back with some more deep diving, unpacking, and theorizing because you guys asked us to do, I guess, more in-depth, detailed videos on particular relationships and couples and what we think might happen in their future books, or, you know, kind of unpack their current books. And I guess the main one we've been asked for is Feely and Katie. So we're here to kind of break down what we, I guess, know of Feely and Katie, that's canon, look at some of the snippets that are out there, and kind of give you our thoughts and theories of what we think might be happening in the background between that kind of 2003 to 2005 period, and then obviously moving forward from that. So as requested, we are here. We might kind of start this as like a bit of a series, so you guys let us know which couples you want us to unpack, and we will do that. So, Katie and Feely, let's get into it. So I guess just a bit of background. We know that Patrick Desmond Feely is our core 10 bad boy. I don't know. I feel like I want to label him as like,
I like that
I don't
label.
know, a complex. He's going to be a rock star, musician. You know, he's got some family dynamics that are to be revealed, I guess. He is, I don't know, I guess someone that's, he's just mysterious and he's a quiet one, and I love a quiet one. So yeah. I just feel like there's just a lot more to him. Honestly, we're very excited to unpack Feely and what his, I guess, whole background story is. This kind of just gives you a bit of a rundown of him. Now, it's mentioned his father is Paddy and his mother is Mary, and he has 4 sisters, one in particular named Michelle, which we do think is potentially his biological mother, kind of giving that young parent situation where then he kind of is left, whether he knows that is maybe something that will be unpacked, or
like maybe that's like something he finds out that like makes him almost spiral a little bit.
Spiral?
Like yeah, maybe it's like a secret within the family.
We all know that Katie is his obviously main love interest from 2003. Casey's obviously in there as well as a regular hookup, and we do also think Liz will be a possible hookup. But when we say possible, we mean one time only, and we will learn from our mistakes. But yeah.
All right. So we have Katie Horgan Wilmot. We know that her birthday is in December. We know that her family is made up of her mom and dad. They had Katie pretty young. We don't know her mom's name. Her father's name is Jack. We know he's a musician. And we know from Aoife being her neighbor that she lives with her grandparents. She has red hair, green eyes. She loves music. She's in music class with Feely, which is how they meet in early September 2003. And we know that Hugh Biggs is her boyfriend since April of 2004. We also know that she potentially struggles with some type of eating disorder, that she I think she could also have some type of aversion to like conflict because of how she's always kind of breaking up fights or trying to stop them, and especially in the Hugh Mark scene, she kind of always is like, stop, don't. Yeah. So we don't know much about Katie, but these are the things we do know. And I think she could be really interesting.
Then we're just going to kind of break down the like a little bit in timeline order of like Katie and Patrick's relationship, where you just like put a bunch of snippets on. There's multiple slides on like 2003. We'll talk about some specific dates too moving forward. But ultimately, they meet September 2003 when school starts, when Katie starts Tommen. They meet in their music class. It says that there is like this instant infatuation like between them. There's a snippet that says Katie's infatuation with Feely when she first transfers to Tommen, Feely to Katie when they first meet. There's a lot of like almost like it's giving like that love at first sight kind of vibe, almost like that like that instant connection. There's a bunch of those playlists though, and yeah, and then sorry, it's kind of hard to see, but we know that Feely does come like have a conversation with Hugh at one point, and it's still like prior to Hugh's birthday, and Feely's like all flustered, and like Hugh's like, it's a girl, and feels like fine, and it's a girl, and like Feely really doesn't talk about like girlfriends or like hookups or anything like that. He kind of is like to himself about that stuff. So Hugh explains like it must be someone really special if that he's like saying anything about like a girl in general. And Feely does say like, if things are going well by the time your birthday rolls around, like, can I bring her to your party? And we do know later on that that does happen, because after at New Year's, Katie tells Hugh. But and this conversation, Feely doesn't say her name. He kind of just wants to keep it on the like down low, just because he doesn't want to like jinx anything. Is what I'm kind of taking from it. Like he just wants to see where it goes, because what we do know of Feely, he doesn't really have girlfriends. He doesn't really like he doesn't seem like he gets emotionally involved. Like it's more so if he has hookups that are more physical. So I feel like he's like really, this is something really new to him. The only girl we really know he asked out was Liz, and he was rejected. So did that impact him? Maybe. But yeah, so that's kind of like where they start out.
Yeah. It's just kind of giving like a lot more than what we are kind of
Yeah,
led to believe from other
agreed.
point of views. Because if we think about it, during this period, we only have Hugh and Liz's point of view. Liz obviously isn't involved at all. So we only have Hugh's point of view of whatever Feely says about his music friend and about, you know, meeting her in September and music class. And then obviously, like, there's little crumbs throughout it. But it like there's a lot more. Like we know when Chloe gives us a crumb, it's like she's giving us like chapters of like someone else's story. And like I just feel like originally when you like read about Feely and Katie, you're kind of like, why are we doing this? Like why are we so like hurt after like 3 months? Do you know what I mean? Like I was like, wait, so did they meet in September? Like, you know, like
Yeah, like
why
what?
are we here?
Yeah, like why are they so like I get like what Feely did at New Year's was like shitty, but like at the same time it's like why are you so heartbroken where you would need like to go to his best friend for 2 years? You know what I mean? Like
Well,
there
and they
has to
both
be
keep it so
something.
secretive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
Like we know Aoife and Casey both don't know from like Katie's side. We know Hugh doesn't know her name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Feely's trying to keep it like hush hush. So like they're hot and heavy, keeping it quiet, and then everything
And
goes
so quiet too.
to
Like,
So
hell.
quiet.
mm. And I think we're led to believe that they didn't have any sort of intimate relationship, but it's pretty clear that they did because obviously, yes, Katie does say at the 90s party in 2005 that, you know, when she's talking about being good and waiting for marriage, like it's very clear that there's a lot more to this than what meets the eye, like because that again that doesn't really like that's not giving love at first sight and infatuation. Like you're actually like consumed by this person, like they're
Yeah.
literally obsessed with each other. And like their whole 2003 playlist is like bed chem, first fuck,
Mm-hmm.
like
Very
all
sexy playlist.
smexy songs. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very intense.
Yeah. Which
Oh yeah, me too.
I just feel like it's just wild because we're kind of led to believe, and this is what I love about the Boys of Tommen, is that you're led to believe that these characters don't have like they have something and but it's much bigger than what you actually think. Like think of Hugh and Liz, like think of
Yeah.
Hugh and Liz and you
And
go,
no one
wow,
like knows. Like
nobody knows. Like it's the best. I think Feely and Katie will be very similar. Like
mhm.
nobody knows. Yeah, nobody does know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Hugh probably does know now, but yeah.
And then there's even more. So we have a lot of like October 2003. I would say we actually have a lot of month by month playlists for them, like in 2003. Like we have September, we have October, we have November. She kind of like gave us like this is the timeline of Katie Feely. Like, follow this and like look at what's going on, which I think is really interesting. But I think the one playlist that really, like the newest one, that really stuck out about like it's grand, it's normal, like it happens, like that one, where she's losing her virginity and we assume it's with Feely in 2003. I think this is really interesting because it also shows that like it's probably an after school thing, because once she has her school bag, it seems like they're at Patrick's house because it's his bed sheets. So it looks like they're probably at his house. So like to me, that's like, okay, they're hanging out. Like they're going to Patrick's. Like they're hanging out in sometime in 2003 behind the scenes when no one else knows. Like, and they're doing things. Like they're doing things together. They have an intimate relationship. It seems like that, especially that one playlist, the All Too Well one, like it says like, you kept me like a secret, I kept you like an oath. Like it seems like so secretive, but like there's so much like emotion and intimacy between them, and like I don't know, like I feel like there's just like this like, it's like string theory, like it's like they're just like pulled together, like these two people.
Yeah. And it's funny because like when we first started looking into Katie and Feely, like I want to say months ago, it would have been like June.
I think it was June.
The first thing I was like trying to explain was the All Too Well theory. And I was like, guys, she's not a virgin. Like I was like, there's too many playlists with All Too Well on it. And if you know, you know, the red scarf is like symbolic for somebody's first time. So it just cut. And then this snippet came out, and I was like,
yeah, we got it.
We got it. Which I think, like, to me, like, I feel like that adds a lot more character to Katie's story. Like, what else is happening in the background? She's obviously here, like, saying to Feely, I'm not a nun in training. Okay, so she doesn't want to be seen as this nun. She doesn't want to be seen as this, like, you know, inexperienced person. She obviously is experienced. She has had a relationship with Feely. And, like, I also feel like if that's your first time and you really love the person, you are going to be heartbroken. Like, if he does anything.
That layer of, like, pain.
Yeah. It's like, what? Because you were vulnerable. You, like, gave it to him. You know, I don't really like that phrase, but you know what I mean? Like,
really strong connection. You gave something so important to him. You shared that. And then
just, like,
he broke you.
Virginity in, like, teenage years is, like, such a big thing. Like, that's something that's, like, so treasured, and then now it's like, oh, I'm not a virgin anymore, but then you just did that. Like, that would lead anyone to be so upset.
So it definitely is, I want to say, a core component of their backstory, which I find really interesting, because we know, if we look at, like, just segue into Hugh, and obviously Hugh's like intimate relationships and him holding on to his virginity, I find it very interesting how Chloe's like matched them up to be like, well, this is someone who did lose it like early on to someone they really loved, and now they potentially like regret it or are feeling really hurt by it, versus Hugh, who was with someone who he really loved and still didn't lose it. Like I like that's like, it's like an alternate parallel. Like, it's wild. Like,
yeah, no, she did a really good job with it too. But it's funny because from like an outside eye, Katie does still seem like she is like a virgin, like to her friends. Like, she doesn't talk. Like, it doesn't seem like she talks to anyone about it. Like, Aoife and Casey don't know this. So it's like, from an outside eye, she kind of seems very similar to almost Hugh in that way. But like behind the scenes, like, she's actually very different.
Excited for 2003 backstory.
Do we know how many, like, could Patrick have been a virgin at that time?
I want to say he's probably not, but I know it's mentioned that like he's hooked up with girls, but it doesn't like say to what extent. Like, it talks about like,
I'm just wondering if it's similar to Gibbs, where everyone just assumes he's like out there.
I had a video on that at one point,
prowling or whatever, but maybe perhaps like
I feel like that.
I don't know.
I feel like if anyone's going to be right about someone being a whore, it's going to be Feely. Like, I just, like, there's obviously that scene at the party like Luigi party when
Yeah.
like they
He's with
walk
a
in
girl.
and Patrick's there with a girl and he's got his boxers on. Yeah, like I can't remember what age that is, but I'm pretty sure that's like
So young.
14.
You're
Yeah,
young.
it's yeah. I
But
just
yeah,
feel
I
like
wonder.
I also
I
don't
feel like we
know
can't do
that.
that for every character. Do you know what I mean? Like I also feel like we
Yeah, I
can't.
also don't know that like you'd go from like being a virgin to then like the Casey snippet
Yeah,
on the
to be
side of a
like,
Yeah,
pavilion.
I agree with that.
Like,
yeah, I feel like you need to have some experience up your
woof.
sleeve. And obviously here, he's also like, it's normal,
It's
Katie. I
normal.
don't care. Like it's giving like, seen that before. Don't
Yeah.
stress.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if anyone's gonna be messy, it's Patrick Feely.
Yeah. I wonder when he does start like becoming that like man horde vibe though. Like when did why did he become like the way he is? Like if we are right and he is like sleeping around a lot, like why? Like what was the catalyst for him to figure like to make like to use sex as like coping? You know what I mean?
Mm. And then we get into I don't know what to call it. I guess it's like our thoughts around the reasons and
Yeah.
the catalyst, I want to say, of decisions and complications and spiraling moments. So we get to obviously still in 2003, and to us it seems like if we had this infatuation, first love, first sight, all that kind of stuff, we hooked up, it appears to us based on too many playlists that some sort of, I mean, it's not really a pregnancy trope, but I mean, it's got the pregnancy, I guess, the vibe of whether they had a near miss, so whether maybe a false positive test, maybe they actually did get pregnant and had a miscarriage. I mean, the other option is an abortion. We don't think it would necessarily go down that track as such, but probably leaning more towards maybe a miscarriage and that kind of like scare, which is obviously terrifying for both of them. I want to say Katie massively if she does have some like body image concerns as well, and obviously her parents are young, and obviously we've got the snippet there around her talking about AJ and how like her parents were teen parents, things like that. So it's kind of like it kind of foreshadows itself, if that makes sense. Like their stories of like Feely having sisters, and one of them is potentially his actual mum, teen mum, and then obviously Katie also having teen parents and living with the grandparents. Like it, like yeah, I don't know. It just feels like it adds up a lot. And then obviously when we looked at these playlists, I think the main one was the Red Rag Top playlist that came out. And we were like, yeah, that's the very specific song. If you look up the lyrics, it's very specific. They're talking about basically like an abortion. It doesn't have to be that sense. Obviously, Chloe does use songs that have similar vibes, not necessarily word for word. And then we've got obviously baby loss playlists and things like that. And we know that they were obviously most likely hooking up at this period. So, like, to me, it kind of just makes sense that, like, if that happened, so say they were together September, October, maybe November they had this scare, leading into December they were trying to cope with it, Feely's spiraling, he's hitting the bottle, he's not doing well after the incident, and that causes him to make a stupid mistake at New Year's Eve with Casey, which then obviously, I guess, Katie's in like her most vulnerable state. They're still trying to cope and manage with what's happening. So then she's like, I need somebody, and goes to Hugh. Like, it's kind of giving that dramatic effect.
Which makes sense to me. I mean, if you would feel so embarrassed if you were Katie, like if Feely's off doing that, like you would want something that's gonna like kind of stabilize you in that moment and like kind of help. But and like I think also what like stuck out to us is that Mr. Brightside scene where like Feely doesn't show up and like it says like he has to go take care of something. Like I feel like that's very, very like intentional on why it's even added in, because Feely's the one that invited Hugh to go out, and like then he doesn't even show up. But yeah, it does.
Yeah. And that's
It
December
adds
12th.
like a layer.
That's like only a few weeks before New Year's Eve. So if they found out end of November and then they were like, oh God, like trying to figure out what to do, and then maybe something happened and it was out of their hands. Like, yeah. And I think the other thing was that when those recent playlists came out of the making babies, raising babies, and then feeling Katie's connection with the 2 pink lines, the amount of people that messaged us these playlists, they were like, you guys, and we were like, yep, we've been saying this. Like the amount of people that just sent us a snippet of 2 pink lines.
I know. I also think it's interesting too, because later in Taming 7, like when the boys are all at Biddy's, I believe, like there's like that conversation they're having, and Feely's like, I don't want a family, I don't want kids. Like he's very specific in like this conversation, and everyone's like, oh, that seems like kind of lonely. He's like, yeah, I don't want any of that. Like it's like, why talk about like that stuff, especially with Feely involved, if it's not important? And
yeah,
I don't know. I think like I agree. It's not really a pregnancy trope, but like we'll call it that for the sake of this. I think that like for me, I don't like a pregnancy trope, but I think it's important if it adds value to a story, just like Joey and Aoife's did. And we also know that like Chloe does see some sort of parallel between Feely and Joey, because she did put out a playlist with that. So like I've always looked at like Katie Feely's relationship and almost like did a reverse parallel of Joey and Aoife. And like I've always tried to like put that together, and I could see that too. Like it's like, okay, this couple did have a teenage pregnancy and they did like go through the whole thing. Maybe we have a couple that was about to do that same thing, but something happened. Like this is what happens if it's not that way, like Joey and Aoife. You know what I mean? And seeing how they cope through it.
And it's kind of like the in-between of John and Adele too.
Yeah.
Because we know John and Adele are like more infertility. So now we're kind of like kind of hitting all aspects of the trope. I don't know how to explain it, all phases. Because we know obviously like the baby loss thing is also relevant to John and Adele as well. So it's, yeah, I just feel like it's very specific. And she likes to unpack things here in different ways for different stories to show like that it doesn't matter like what phase, it all still hurts the same. Like
she does the same thing with like sexual assault too. Like she unpacks that in a lot of different ways. She shows a lot of different types of assaults too, so she can like be like, this one looks like this and this one looks like this, but they still are the same. Like they're still similar. And I think she likes to do that, like to show like the male versus female perspective. And she likes to see like this one's violent, this one's not. This is what happens in this situation. This is happens in this. Like she does it a lot.
Agreed. Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting to read, that's for sure. But we definitely think that this is all 2003, which kind of led to the events of New Year's Eve and our complications afterwards.
So then we have New Year's Eve. We obviously know from the book that Katie and Feely were headed towards each other, and Casey intercepted that man.
Oh, Casey.
So, I mean, she didn't know. So, well, can't really fault her because everybody kept everything so secret. So, that happens. Katie's obviously very hurt. We have Katie and Feely, New Year's Eve, 2003 playlist. Your ex-lover is dead. That's pretty intense. We know that Hugh and Patrick get into like a little scuffle where Patrick's obviously talking about Katie, saying like, delete the number. Or that's not the same time. Is that the same day?
Yeah.
That's the same night. He
say
delete the number. He eventually punches Hugh. He's very upset. And Hugh's just like, I'm in love with Liz. I'm heartbroken. Doesn't really know. Like, he's drunk. He's heartbroken. He's like, what just happened? And no one's actually like using the right words to say like, hey, back off. That's my music friend. Hugh does say like, oh, you're to Katie, oh, you're Patrick's music buddy. And she's like, oh no, Casey is his bed buddy. So he almost knows, but then she kind of offsets it. So because it was so secretive, he never got a name. Does he actually have any clue? Because everybody's drunk, being secretive, not using their words because they're teens. Like, and then obviously we have the Casey snippet where they see him fucking Casey against the pavilion. So that's a lot to witness and not be extremely heartbroken and upset. I'm sure if I witnessed my first love, someone who I like gave my virginity to, I'd probably be pretty upset, pretty heartbroken, and want to maybe pursue someone who was going to be completely opposite, steady, stable, protect me, wasn't going to push me to do anything. And maybe that's why she decides he was a good.
I would be pissed. Like, I would want revenge.
So mad.
Like, I would want a revenge against him, and I would be like, I'm getting with your best friend. Bye.
Yeah, I agree.
I would be like,
hence why we have the Better Than Revenge playlist.
No,
like, it's literally like, I know there's a lot of talk about like Hugh and Katie and all this whole scene, and I'm like, Katie kissed Hugh. Katie clearly here, Better Than Revenge, 2003 disco. It's very clear her intention.
I am so petty and spiteful. I would be like, that man is dead to me. I'm
Yeah.
going to do everything in my power.
Yeah.
To
And
ruin
it's like,
him and hurt him.
And it's like, and I'm like devil's advocate. We hate it because it's Hugh, and obviously Hugh needs to be with Liz. But like, if it was anyone else, we'd be like, fuck yeah, like, get it, girl. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so like in my head, I'm like, yeah, Katie, you do that. Amazing. I love Huey, obviously. But like, Huey doesn't know. I do think after this night, though, he does know, and there's going to be a lot of confrontation with him and Feely. Hence why he's literally saying, well, we saw you fucking her against the pavilion. Like, what do you want me to do, Patrick? So it's pretty clear that there's miscommunication around this night, and Hugh's just off his head, so he doesn't actually really know. But he's a smart guy. He already put two and two together, and Katie's leading him away from that. So that's also on Katie to say, you could have just said, yeah, I am the music friend, but like, that's over. Like, that's all you had to say. Like, Katie had to tell Casey and say, Casey, don't go after Feely because I like him. He would have been like, okay. Like, Aoife said that to Casey
like,
about
there
Joey.
Are many more men in the sea.
And that's it.
Like, okay.
I think this whole foundation of this whole dynamic is just miscommunication. Feely doesn't communicate. Katie's not communicating. Even Hugh's not communicating. I mean, he's drunk as hell here, so the boy can't communicate. But his friend just like, would you not like the next day be like, well, I feel like somebody hit me last night. Like, I feel like he'd be like, somebody punched me in the face. Like, why is Feely like mad at me? Like, and I feel like Hugh, like, we know Hugh's a good guy and he wants to like make sure everyone's okay and understand. So I do see Hugh asking Feely a bit more about it, but then he's probably seen this whole Casey situation and tried to make his own, you know, I guess, judgment on it as well. So, I mean, the whole thing is just miscommunication, but it's pretty clear that Hugh does find out, because we do have obviously the snippet now where he says, the night we met, why did you kiss me? And he's like, you're not telling the truth. And so it's very clear that there was a very clear intention. And I think the only reason we dislike it, I mean, majority, I want to say, is because it's Hugh. Like, if it wasn't Hugh, we'd be like, yes.
Yeah, because
imagine if it was like Podge or like Alec.
Like, okay, whatever. Like, but like, honestly, I think that's also kind of what makes it relatable. Like, because like we all agreed we probably would have done the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel
like you can't like, you can't really hate on it, because if what we're saying is right, my God, yes, please, Katie, get away.
Yeah, I get it.
But
so
like,
do you.
Like, I think it's also,
who was there?
Hugh. They both belong with other people too. So we're like, but obviously we know all the information. We're looking at it from an outsider perspective, and we're also adults. So like, being like, could you just communicate? Could you just use your words?
Talk.
Just talk. The teenagers don't.
Like,
they don't.
So like, knowing they both have like soulmates, love interests, and other people, and
That's the frustration.
have been hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense for them because they've been both hurt like so badly, so aggressively, for Chloe to like put them in this kind of like platonic loving friendship where they like have each other's backs, they're using each other for like the same purpose. And I think we just don't like it because we know like
They
he
want
needs
our
to be
people
with Liz.
together.
And the more we find out about Katie and Feely, we're like, you guys just need to go be together. Like,
yeah, just be with your people.
it.
Like at the end of the day, I think that's it. You've just got to remember at the end of the day, these people will end up with their people. Like we've just got a bit of a roller coaster ride to get there. So strap yourself in, and hold on to the bar. Yeah. hands and feet in the vehicle at all
times.
It'll be okay.
It'll be okay, guys. It's going to be okay. But New Year's Eve obviously was just a mess. And kind of moving into 2004, I think it will continue to be a mess.
Very bad all around.
So then we get into like 2004. So we have a lot of like Feely in the aftermath of it. Like he's not doing well. We also could see that there is some like Katie ignoring Feely in 2004. And I think 2004, this is when we do think if there is something like quote unquote romantic that between Katie and Hugh, this is the time period for it. We don't think it's going to be anything crazy, but we do think they're going to attempt at a real relationship. Maybe this is when like Feely is getting really drunk and all that stuff too. Like he's not doing good. But I think 2004 is very interesting because we don't have 2004. We have up until April where like Katie and Hugh like become official, and then we don't have anything. So it's really all like kind of up in the air, but it seems like maybe Katie is keeping some type of distance between her and Feely in this. I mean, she's probably still rightfully so heartbroken. So it seems like there's a lot of like push and pull between them a little bit here. But there's not that much like to go off of with canon work.
Yeah. I feel like if you start off with Katie spring 2004 with the get him back, again, it's still giving revenge era Katie.
Yeah.
Like it's still giving get him back. I'm going to be with you. Obviously, by then you know that that's his best friend. Like it's been 4 months since New Year's Eve. By then Hugh would know whatever they saw at New Year's Eve and they would have spoken about it. And then obviously Feely is over here like singing Jesse's Girl. Like he's just like, Hugh, come on, man. Like
I think Feely's gonna be so hurt at this time period too. And I think he's gonna recognize he made the mistake and he's gonna be like blaming himself, obviously, which he probably should. But like I think he's gonna be really upset, like internally.
Yeah. I think he's just gonna be spiraling hardcore. And just slipping into like we feel like his mind is like a messy place. So like from whatever he has, if it's family dynamics, if it's something like that. And then obviously his coping mechanism is alcohol, sex, potentially a bit of drugs. Like it's going to be messy. And I feel like at the end of the day, like these kind of snippets, they're kind of showing you that like Feely and Katie, again, I feel like a lot of their relationship here is still very secret. Like Hugh may have only seen what happened at New Year's Eve and only knows that and doesn't know anything else. So he's purely like coming at it from well, I saw that, so okay, like, you know,
like,
that's pretty bad. Yeah, I agree with you, but doesn't know anything else, you know. And so
eventually he knows Katie's perspective. So he's like, I know Katie's perspective and what I saw.
Yeah.
And it's not boding well for you, buddy. Like, it doesn't look good.
He's only learned that.
And then on top of that, I mean, Hugh's dealing with his own heartbreak. So he's trying to move on from Liz. He's like, you know, like he's actually trying to get over her. Like, and we know he's probably going to be a mess and wants to go back to her all 2004. But like he's in his head, he's like battling his heart in his head. So like he's trying to deal with his own stuff. And then he also is like learning about this stuff with Katie and Patrick. And it's just like, okay, well, what do you do?
He's like, I can barely get myself together. You want me to fix your problems?
Yeah.
Poor Hugh.
Poor Hugh. Yeah, but
It all falls on his
2004.
shoulders.
I feel like 2004 is always like the wild card. Like anything could happen here. Feely's spiraling, not doing well. He's not going to be making great decisions. Obviously, Katie's like trying to like make this work with Hugh, but she's also like really heartbroken, and Hugh's just there like just lost. I think Hugh was just like there like lost and crying all the time. Like I don't know what to do.
Honestly, he's probably in this like state of like trauma shock, and he
I
probably
think
has,
he's
like,
just like
literally no clue what's going on for
No
like
idea.
several months. Like,
All he
there's
knows is he
a
wants to
large
go
gap
back to
in his
Liz.
memory where he's like,
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Everyone's world did a 180 in like such a short amount of time. So like, I feel like everyone's just gonna be in this constant state of like,
Yeah, like 2004 is just
what?
like, what?
What? I love how this is all just
What's
like behind the scenes. Like,
All
I
behind
love
the scenes.
I just love how like no one knows what else is going on.
Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, these kind of show you a bit of the Hugh, Katie, Feely vibes. So obviously, at some point, Hugh does find out. And I want to say it's early on. I think Patrick and Hugh have a very honest relationship. So, like we've kind of said, they're going to have a lot of confrontation in that 2005 timeline period. Like it makes sense for that to kind of kick off in 2004 as well, post New Year's Eve, when they're a bit more, obviously, I guess, cognizant, not under influence. But it's kind of giving like he's literally trying to also say that like he's different with you, Katie. Like he recognized that maybe September through to December, he was acting different. He was like skipping things, didn't come to parties. He went to find you. Like he's like realizing that as well. And he's trying to be like, you know, like maybe give him another chance. Like, and I think Katie's like, well, no, because then I could turn into you and look how heartbroken you are. And she's already obviously been through that pain, and you know you can't really do that again. I think there's going to be a bit of a dynamic with
witnessed their person like intimately involved with
exact same somebody else. Absolutely crushing
in a pretty dramatic scenario.
And I feel like 2004 will be like that period. Like we know we have the scene with Granddad, and he's kind of saying, well, no, Hugh, that's not the one for you. And then we've also got this scene here of like them thinking, I guess, with Hugh coming over about Patrick, and it's kind of giving like the, I guess, parents, grandparents, not really, I guess, picking the right people, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining that right.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, like they're like kind of clocking like that doesn't seem like the right person. Like
this isn't like the right person. Yeah. But then I think for Katie, like we obviously think that her dad, obviously being a musician, she's got some kind of rough relationship with him, whether he was the one that left it to the grandparents when they were young. So there's obviously some sort of like beef there. And like if her dad's a musician and now you've got this like bad boy Feely who's also probably going to be a musician, it's also like imagine like his parents or her grandparents being like, look at this, that he's too much like your dad. No.
That's what I'm thinking. Like I feel like Feely is gonna remind Katie and like Katie's family of Jack, and like it's just gonna be like, oh no. But like then you put Hugh in the picture, and then Hugh's like this like, I'm gonna be a doctor, and he's like all
and they're like green flag Huey Biggs, well done. And they're like red flag Patrick Feely. So I think for Katie as well, she probably has that like, I mean, you know, as a teen, you want to impress your, you know, grandparents, parents, whatnot. You want to make sure they are proud of you. She's got self-esteem, you know, issues. Like, imagine you bring over Hugh and he's like, I want to do this and this is my life. And they're like, wow, he's such a good one.
He's got a doctor. We're gonna have a doctor in the family.
Like getting drunk on the weekends, like buddy plays music. What is the future? You know, like those classic. Like I can't even think of a movie now, but there's like classic movies
No,
I don't know.
it is. It is. I know what you're talking about.
Do you know what I mean? It's giving like, there's no future for you here.
Yeah.
And then
Like, you need to go to college. Like, you need to get a degree.
He's gonna be a doctor. Like, I don't know. I mean, if I could play a parent for sure. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of giving that like parental approval vibe. And I feel like because we've got the theme of grandparents, parents, young parents, like that's like like being proud of your like kid and feeling that you've made them proud is going to be something that both of them, I want to say, Feely and Katie, have situations with. But yeah, other than that, I guess you've just got, it works both ways. You've got Katie being with Hugh, missing Patrick, thinking about Patrick. Same thing goes, Feely just watching Katie. Oh, so sad, you know. He's just gonna be soulmating on the side, like.
But then Feely just popping around.
That's that Justin Bieber song. That should be me holding your.
It's so wild, like the parallels, like
that should be me.
Are like probably off to the side, so sad. Like, yeah, we're bad. We ruined everything. We're horrible people. They deserve to be with good people.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of person they should be with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like watching.
They're gonna just be so sad, like looking on. Like,
oh, it's gonna hurt. Hey, like,
while like Katie's sitting on his lap at lunch across from Patrick, just
and Patrick was sitting here like,
it's like, listen, like I know Patrick's probably gonna like mess up. What he did was awful, but I have this soft spot for him in my heart. Like I just know his brain's so messy, and it's just like I know he didn't like mean it maliciously.
I feel like the Patrick Yearn is actually gonna be top tier. Like I think he's gonna beat Huey Yearn. I actually think he's gonna beat Huey Yearn. Like we need a yearning scale. That's how we're gonna rank the next books. We're gonna be like yearning scale.
Patrick is going to have everything.
Patent pending. We're making a yearning scale.
Internal monologues in pain 100%. When we get that book.
Patrick yearning. Oh, stop.
Oh, stop. I need it.
I also feel like because he struggles with drugs and alcohol in a similar fashion to like Joey in that parallel, he's not in control of the choices he's making, because addiction, it's not like he's choosing that.
Yeah.
It's a disease, and he's so young that he like probably doesn't fully grasp, like he's making these choices, but it's not fully his choice. Like he's not in control of
what he's doing.
The chemistry in his brain telling him to like drink more or do, if he is doing drugs, like he can't control it.
And you can see that with Joey. I mean, he doesn't want to do what he's doing, but he's trying to like escape like this, like it's just, it's something in him. That's how he's wired. Like, I know he's clean now, but like he's going to be an addict for the rest of his life. Like you said, it's a disease. It's not something that's like, okay, you're done. Like it's lifelong. So like Patrick, if he is coping with like drugs and alcohol too, like that's something he's going to have to deal with and learn how to cope with. Like I'm actually really interested to see how Chloe does Patrick's story on his like addictive personality and his addictive problems, just because like, does he end up getting treatment? Does like Joey end up talking to him? Like
what's our lifestyle? Like how does it?
How does he get?
Or does he just go like fully off the wire, like completely off when he leaves Tommen, turns into like this musician and just fucks everything and drinks everything, and
then how does he get to a place where he's like, I don't want to be like that anymore? Like how do we get him to a place where he's clean and where he's able to be in a relationship? Because no one could be in a relationship if you're like that messy. Like that's crazy, you know? So like, how do we get him to a point? Because there's a lot of playlists like indicating like coming back to Ballywagon, you know? Like how do we get him back? How do we get him to this place where he's okay?
And he's obviously like fucking up a lot.
A rock star. How does he balance?
Yeah.
Like how does Katie trust him? Like once everything comes out, how does Katie have that trust and that faith in him? And how do they build that confidence in the relationship and like that trust back?
Yeah.
If he is going to pursue that type of lifestyle, you know what I mean? Because how do you be like a rock star around all of that,
Mm.
but not spiral.
It's also
Yeah.
interesting you say that too, because like with the trust aspect, because I'm pretty sure her idea for like the book was trusting 12 as the second book between Katie and Feely.
It's Feely and
So like
trusting 12.
trust is going to be like a huge player in their story. And I think like with Feely like becoming like a musician, like going off and like pursuing music, like I want to know like what gets him to do that, because like Patrick's dad, or quote unquote dad, he in R10 is like, your future is the farm. Like this like, get the music out of your head. The future you have is on this farm. Like it says it like clear as day in the book. I wonder if like we know Patrick wants to pursue music, but I wonder if it's also like a FU to his parents in a sense too. Like I wonder why he like how he gets to like where he ends up going. Like I have to go do this because like my parents know want me to. Like what gets him to do that as well?
Yeah. I feel like their stories will be the most in depth when it comes to like self growth and like development, given like it's also obviously more so second chance romance. So like we're seeing them young and then we're seeing them a bit older, and that reflection, and how do you trust again? How do you move on if they had that pregnancy scare? How do you move on from that? How do you like grieve with that and like become, you know, or go start a new life and whatnot. I feel like, and for both of them, because obviously like they might not have like, I want to say like, I don't even know how to describe it, like on the page trauma, like I don't know how to describe, but they might not have the same level of trauma, or same type, shall I say, of trauma that the other characters have been through, but like they are still coping with heavy things that have impacted them, and they are still, well, that's the whole story, is them like learning how to grow, reflect, and learn from it, rather than it being something that defines them at the end of the day. And we all know that each of these characters cope with their trauma differently, and all trauma is different. It's not black and white. So I think this will be a very interesting story to unpack, with like his inner demons and whatever's happening in his mind, and what causes him to spiral. Like we know what causes Liz to spiral. What is causing Feely to spiral? Like, does something happen with his parents? Does something happen with his sisters? Like does he find out that his sister is his mom? Like what is actually happening for him to
I think that's a really good point too, because I think like right now we have like Shannon and Joey's story, and like we have Gibbsy and Lizzie, and like they have suffered immense trauma, all of them. Like Shannon and Joey were like abused physically, like beaten. Like Gibbs and Liz, they were like assaulted, and so was Joey. Like there's so much like horrible things that I wouldn't say not everyone can relate to. Like it's awful, and a lot of people can, and I hate that for them. But like not everyone will relate to that aspect of trauma. I think it's really interesting to do like to show that you don't have to be beaten or sexually assaulted to still suffer. Like there's still things that could be going on that aren't to that extreme, I guess. Like I'm not like saying like things are like better than the other, but like not everyone has gone through that, but they still can suffer in silence, and they can still have inner demons, and they could still be like traumatized even if they didn't experience that stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. So,
and they also are like really more, it makes sense with the timeline because they're more like adult, long-term problems. Like it's not like they could like resolve everything while in high school. You know what I mean? Like they can't resolve this by like killing Mark.
No.
Like they can't get that resolution. Like this takes time, effort, and building that trust back up is going to be a process. And so it makes sense with them having to like come back later and like have that more adult college years or post whatever Chloe decides like for that later story, where they kind of do their own thing and then come back together, more like that second chance romance type trope.
So I mean, and eventually Feely's going to be making a comeback, so we'll see when he gets there.
90s party.
90s party. Here we go again.
There we go.
So we do think that this is like the major catalyst to like things starting to change. We know that something happens between Katie and Feely. She's very quick to offer to take Casey home from that party. No, Aoife, you stay. You talk to Joey. After he drops Casey off, they're obviously alone in the vehicle together. We know that Liz is spying on them and sees something going down. Probably like a pretty heavy makeout, heavy petting situation.
Yeah.
And we know that after that, we have the like Crimea River. You don't have to tell me what you did. He already told me. This could be the point where they kind of like break up or like, because he was like, I'm not doing this again. Like, I'm not dating someone, trying to make it work, going through all this just to have you like cheat on me. Like, that's my trauma. I don't think he's just going to be like, cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, let's just go back to dating.
Yeah.
And everything's fine. I think that that's going to be like a big pivotal moment in the change up in the vibes for like all of 2005. Obviously, Katie and Feely just can't stay away from each other.
Yeah.
Also, like, if this is their like first intimate moment since 2003, like, that's gonna be an unhinged car ride. Like, like we are definitely steaming up the windows. Hence why we have a backseat banger and steaming up the window playlist. Like, do you know what I mean? Because it's like their Dublin. Do you know what I mean? It's like Katie and Feely's Dublin is their 90s party, and Dublin is obviously Hugh and Liz's.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
So it's gonna be a bit more in that car.
I want to know what's like the tension, the angst.
I want to know like
Casey
what
home, them being alone
Liz
in the
does.
car,
Like
the internal energy going on of them being like, we know there's that pull. It's gonna be, woof.
It's gonna be wild.
Yeah,
it's gonna be something.
It's gonna be interesting
party
too.
Changes the dynamics.
It's gonna be interesting too, because like the next book, we're only gonna really see it from Liz's POV because she's the one spying on this scene. So like, we're not gonna get that like Katie Feely, like what they're feeling in that moment. We're only gonna get like pissed off Liz, like, oh my gosh, I thought you were a good person for Hugh, and now you're just hooking up with his best friend. Like, I am like, this is gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a
Liz
mess.
is full on like, yeah, you best be afraid of me.
Yeah,
and then whatever
I thought we were good.
Hugh. Whoever tells Hugh, like if it does come from Feely, whatever he's told is all he knows.
Or like, does Katie say something to Hugh?
Yeah,
like
or does Katie say something? Yeah. I
or
feel like at the end of the day, it's not like we kind of said this in our other video. If you haven't watched that, go watch our timeline theory video. But like, it's not going to happen immediately because they're going to be like, oh shit, this was a bad idea. Let's keep it a secret. They're obviously very good at keeping secrets, these two.
Yeah.
So I just feel like that'll be concrete. It'll be Liz, who's seen it, who will be hard to make her keep a secret. And I think that'll play into whatever relationship Liz and Feely seem to have going on. And obviously her still feeling like she's regardless not good enough anyways. So that will kind of play into that kind of decision making. But it's very clear that like I'm interested to see if it's Feely that kisses Katie or if it's Katie that kisses Feely. What do you think?
I would love to know.
Yeah, who's the one to break?
Who's like, who says fuck it?
I kind of hope it's Katie.
Moment that I needed every book.
Hope it's who?
Give it to me.
I hope it's Katie. I really do.
I think it's going to be Katie. I actually do think so too. I think she's going to be like, fuck it.
Like, I'm doing it. I don't care.
She's probably going to be like, what the fuck am I doing with you? Like, why have I been doing this?
I wonder how she like feels.
So
like, I wonder if Katie and Feely know Liz saw, and like, if so, like, what does Katie feel? Like, you know, like how is she gonna like if she knew? I don't know if she does, but like, Does she like
they're like
does she
in the
feel-
car and they like turn and like Liz is there and they're like, fuck.
like I don't know what I would do. Like I'd be like, don't tell him.
They
Don't tell
hit
him.
her.
Imagine if
She's
like,
like-
we've got some clothes off. I don't know, repeat
Oh
of
my
the
God.
bra scene. And
Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, literally. Like
Liz just comes up and is actually like, excuse
she's
me.
like tapping on the window. She's like,
no, actually
She's
that's
like-
wrong.
she like knocks on the window and she's like,
I saw
fuck
that.
you. And she like runs off.
And then what? She's on a bicycle and just like pedals off.
Yeah, because that's how she gets around. She
That's how
backs
she gets around everywhere, I'm assuming. Or she's teleporting. We don't know.
She's apparating. I'm excited to see, like, is this a fuck it scene? Because like, I'm excited.
I'm excited to see it.
I feel like a
love a
feely
fuck
fuck
it
it scene. I actually feel like a feely fuck it scene is probably going to be the May one. Actually, I
can
feel
see
like
that.
that's his like fuck it scene. Feely.
Yeah.
Where I still feel like Feely and Liz are going to be similar in the like, no, this person's way better for you. I have all these demons. I've treated you poorly. They're still going to, I feel like it's going to be
Push,
similar
pull.
to like
Mm-mm.
that push and pull kind of like maybe
Yeah, I see
Katie
that.
trying to like reel him back in.
And like he wasn't
Eventually, like, in a
drinking here
similar
because
way
he's
that
driving.
He was going to try to be.
Yeah, he's sober. He is sober.
Yeah.
I think it could be the same. I don't know if Chloe will go that way, but it could be. But
Yeah.
I think they're both going to be like, this is the person you should be with. Like, Hugh's good. He's going to be a doctor. He's
I can see that.
not problematic like me.
Yeah.
He's like just fucking kiss
Like
me.
depending
Like,
on his, but then when he's drunk, he's like, "Come back."
Please. Please. And then in May, he's just going to be like,
Fuck it.
can't stay away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't stop
I
it.
actually think for Feely, it's going to be similar to Liz. So Liz seeing Feely and Katie, that changes her whole opinion on whatever is happening with Katie and Hugh. And then for Feely, when Feely sees what happens in Dublin, he's going to be like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How is Katie still with you? Like, so he's assuming that Feely and like Liz and Hugh are doing stuff. Liz is thinking like Feely and Katie doing stuff. And for them, it's like those moments that changes their whole mind space of maybe we weren't good, but now I'm like, nah.
It kind of
What?
breaks that like perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know that like not like whatever that.
It's like
I'm not thinking of the right word, but whatever that like facade is that they however they view that person in that kind of like
changes.
certain light.
It's like true
it's
colors.
shattered.
Yeah.
They're like, okay,
Yeah.
Katie was making out with Feely, fuck her, and then
Yeah.
Feely's probably like, Hugh is not so perfect after all. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go after my girl.
Exactly. Yeah. Hence Easter, which is after Dublin.
Yep.
My God, Katie is with Feely.
So weird.
And then
We do
somehow
know-
Casey's still involved, and we know
we do
Feely's
know
going on a
Feely-
date.
Yeah, he does go on a
What?
date with Casey at
Yeah.
on the day after Dublin, but then it looks like over at some point at Easter. I'm assuming this is like Easter break, because like there's a long stretch of time within Easter break if they're off of school for like 3 weeks or something like that. At some point, Feely and Katie are also together. So like he goes on a date with Casey, but he also is with Kate.
Yeah.
And like if
Yeah,
you
he's like,
listen to like Summertime Friends and stuff like that, like you gotta listen to the words of these songs because it's like, huh.
Be the last time you're gonna leave without me. The last time you call me a friend. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that song. I had to look it up, and I was like, oh, okay, Easter.
An ET rock version.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, Chloe, I want to be in your brain for like 2 seconds.
I love it. Yeah. So it again, dynamic changes again post Dublin. I feel like 2005 is just on and off. Well, they're on, they're off, they're doing stuff on the side. They don't know if they can commit. They're back and forth. Messy, sneaky ride. But I guess what we've got to look at though is the timeline here is they go back to school and then it looks like Hugh and Katie are somewhat back together, or we think it's in that shielding phase. So something has happened over Easter with Feely and Katie that was like, nope, not again. So something has happened. because they obviously were together, something's happened, and maybe they couldn't commit, something's happened, whatnot. And then she went back to Hugh, and now Hugh obviously is most likely in that shielding phase and doing it to protect her. So I guess like we kind of think this whole shielding phase, when the tables turn, we've learned about infidelity, we've learned about somebody doing something, which is most likely Katie and Feely. That's the end of Hugh and Katie being in whatever attempt at a relationship. And then they move into a shielding phase because Hugh knows more. So the only reason we would think Hugh would know more is maybe he doesn't know everything from 2003. He doesn't know all the details of what we've kind of thought about pregnancy scarce, whatever, miscarriage, whatnot. And the ins and outs of their relationship from 2003. So he's getting more of a backstory as to why she would need this and whatever happened at Easter as well. So then that would be for him being a protective friend who's also very supportive and not quite there ready to go back with Liz. It would kind of make sense for him to agree on whatever that boundary is, because we all know in April when they're back at school, it's the, you know, the condom scene, the sitting on the lap, calling her baby, like, which is weird behavior. Like, and it's also, it's kind of like, it sounds like put on behavior as well, because like we never had scenes like that prior to that.
It's like a show.
So it's for show. So it's kind of like we've amped up whatever we look like. So it just kind of shows that there's a bit of a dynamic shift there as well. So we think Easter would be that catalyst of Hugh finding out. And
that's like the real shield. Like I feel like that's like when the,
and that's the shield coming up and the facade, and
I agree. And then we get that crying car scene in May. Well, it's May bank holiday weekend is the crying car scene. So like it's like end of April, early May. In the books it's May 7th, I believe. But regardless, like Feely drives Katie home from school. Gibbs even says like, why is Feely driving her home, like to Hugh? So like in the next book that's probably all we're gonna really get. Like we're not gonna get the actual scene of Feely and Katie like once they get to Katie's house, but it looks like Feely goes inside. It seems like they have a great time together. There's
listen to that song.
Listen to that song.
I got a lingus on the couch, something like that.
Yeah, he goes inside.
It's actually a crazy song. I was listening to it in the car really loud and my window was down, and then like I looked at the person next to me and I was like, please don't look at me. Like I don't know what I'm listening to.
When people do that to me, I'm like, it could be worse. It could be an audiobook.
Yes. I was like, oh gosh.
It could be worse.
Yeah.
It could be worse.
But yeah, like
playlist.
It's alluded to Feely going down on Katie. This is in early May. So and even Aoife and Casey are like, why are they together? Like, they're confused still. Like,
Casey's like, Patrick? I'm surprised Casey remembers Patrick's name.
I know. Like, she doesn't even know what Mad 90s party. So, like, I'm like, what the heck?
She's like, Patrick, what are you doing here?
Yeah. Like, she probably thinks he's, like, coming to surprise her.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what Katie's crying about, though. Like, I'm interested to see, like, obviously, like, we've got Gibbsy saying, oh, like, why is she driving him home from school? I know that in R6 it technically says Saturday. Again, we know that the dates kind of don't really line up for May, and sometimes the days are incorrect. But Gibbs mentioned it's sad season, which we know is April, May, more so May. So it makes sense that Liz has said something, and I wonder what Liz has said.
Yeah, I'm very interested.
We know Liz isn't doing well at this time. She's spiraling. No. She's sad season. She's in manic period, moving into Johnny's camping. So it all kind of lines up that something has happened, and I wonder if Feely has seen this, like like Liz and Katie do, I don't know, going off at each other or whatnot. And then Feely being like, hey, like, and taking her home. But I'm like, but what is it? Like, what is, like, is Liz being like calling her out for stuff? Like, is Liz like doing that Viper goading thing, like with, you know, Sabrina Carpenter taste? Like, are we giving those vibes? Because obviously Dublin and whatnot, like, I want to know.
Well,
I
that's
need
what
to
I
know.
remember.
Crying.
Like, Liz saw Katie and Feely, so like she's probably mad. Like she's just still probably mad about the whole thing, and now like Katie and Hugh still look like they're having a great old time after Dublin, and I'm like, Liz is probably like, no,
I'd be
I
like
wouldn't
pissed.
be
no.
surprised if like Liz like threatens Katie
I
to
would
be
not be
like,
surprised.
I saw you. You've done this now. What are you doing? Like, I'm
Yeah,
watching you. Like, because she's like his protector as well. Like,
Yeah.
I would be surprised if like when Liz first meets Katie back in 2004, she's like,
Yeah.
just so you know, he's actually mine.
Yeah.
And then moving forward in 2005, she's like, again, still mine, and you're doing this. Like,
Yeah.
And now I know.
and now I know because I saw you. Like, yeah. So I'd be
Well,
interested to
and
see,
I'd be
like,
just pissed too. Like if it looks like they got back together and he forgave her, I'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, you'd be like confused. You'd be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like,
I'd be like, okay, so we're forgiving cheating now. Got
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
If this girl,
Mm,
I'm gonna say some atrocious things.
Yeah.
yeah. So I can see it happening.
Then I'm like, maybe Katie says something to her too. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be that one where she's like, Gibbsy was right about you. You're poison something, venomous,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Could be that. Who knows? But I'm interested to see like what's Feely's interaction between Liz and Katie.
Mhm.
Like, is he
Yeah.
like, don't want to be a part of it, but Katie, let's go? Like, or is he like trying to like be Switzerland? Like trying to like
Also,
I don't know.
like we know that Hugh is like sometimes Katie goes to Hugh and is like, Liz and I got into it again, like tell her to leave me alone. And Hugh's like, well, just like stop talking to her. Don't put me in the middle of it. Like, knock it off. Like, do you want me to talk to her? No? Okay, cool. So like drop it.
Yeah.
So maybe she's like upset. Liz said something. Hugh was like, I'm not getting involved. Like, this is, keep me out of it.
Maybe like she can't go on the science trip and Liz is going on the science trip. I don't know. Who knows? But May,
truly.
I feel like May is Feely's fuck it moment.
Yeah. I can see that.
Because then we get to the picnic or post the funeral where they're kind of talking about, like, I guess the future and stuff like that. Katie's making a daisy chain with Liz, and then Liz makes the comment about skipping fourth year, and supposedly it looks like she blushes at Patrick, but we all know that that's more in reference to Hugh and Liz making their plans of skipping fourth year so she can finish her last year at Royce when Hugh goes to Trinity. But like, this is like obviously the week following the cunnilingus on the couch and the fire. So it's just I'm interested to see what the background of the daisy chain is with Katie and Liz.
Me too.
Like,
I feel like it's weird.
It just seems like a very calm moment.
Yeah.
If they've been like at each other.
I'm wondering if it's just like them agreeing to be civil for the sake of Shannon.
Yeah, like if like she was driven home crying the week before because of Liz saying something, and now they're like, let's make a daisy chain. Like,
they're just
yeah, it just seems weird. It seems weird.
I'm
not on board with Liz and Katie ever being friends. So like
No,
I
I
know
don't
there's
think they'll ever
people
be
in the fandom that like want them to be friends and think they're going to be like friends eventually. I'm against. I don't think they will. I truly don't think they have anything in common. So like this is a weird scene to me because it seems very friendly almost, but I just don't see them as friends. So I don't get it. I'm thinking it has to be for Dan.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just it's a recipe for disaster, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just too complicated.
Yeah. And then we do Johnny's camping trip, which is May 31st, 2005. And there's a lot of playlists about Feely to Katie, and Katie like battling her thoughts about Feely like during this camping trip. There's the like At the Way the Pain playlist. We know that Patrick takes Liz after like the whole Gibbs and Liz thing with the river. And then we have that 20-minute toilet break with Hugh and Katie, which I think is supposed to be looking like something like intimate is happening. That's my take. I will not allow it to be anything intimate, but I truly don't think it is. I think from an outsider's perspective, that's kind of what people are supposed to think, but there's actually going to be a reasoning why they look the way they do in this 20 minutes. But something has to be going on behind the scenes at Johnny's camping trip. I mean, there's a lot of Liz Hugh playlists. There's a lot of Katie Feely playlists. Like something, the dynamic is weird here. There's a lot of behind the scenes that we have not seen. I think it's going to be really important.
Yeah. Because I guess the question here is like, if they were hooking up 2-3 weeks before this, and then now we're in like this forced proximity at camping, everyone, like obviously Johnny and Shannon were like super drunk. So no one, like their whole point of view is just irrelevant because they're so drunk. Nobody knows what happened after they went into the tent. Like she wakes up in the morning, she's like, what did we do? Like, I don't know. Why am I naked? Like she's so confused. You know, she's like, so... Johnny, something was inside me.
She's like, these.
Just like,
he's like,
hello.
But yeah, so like we like from that whole night we have nothing. So like anything could be happening. And like if we had to like bank on it, it would make sense for Feely and Katie to continue to be doing something if they were hooking up a few weeks ago. The only other option we have thought about, which we don't like to think about, is potentially Feely and Liz doing something at camping, because we do think Feely and Liz do hook up at some point. We still think it's 2004.
Yeah.
But there's always a potential for, if anything was to happen in 2005, it would be this trip.
I can't go there.
We can't go there, but I have to put it out there, okay?
I know it's wishful thinking. I know Chloe usually destroys us. She really throws those.
I just feel like
I want to say it's 2004.
Yeah, I think it's 2004. I definitely think that, but I just feel like if we had to choose a scene in 2005 that it was to happen, it would be Johnny's camping. Just because of the miscommunication, just because it looks like Feely and Liz have gone off and they're like doing something. Hugh's annoyed. Like there's alcohol. Katie's obviously annoyed. Like
I think it's more the miscommunication or something is perceived to have happened.
Yeah.
Like people assume something went down by what they saw or like what they kind of heard but didn't hear everything. But if something were to happen, it would probably be here, but it's not going to. It already happened.
We just like to be prepared. You guys know us. We like to be prepared, so we always put everything on the table. So you're not like, well, fuck. Like you're like, well, it was one of the options.
And Liz is probably manic here. I mean,
and Liz is manic here. Yeah.
So that's another layer to that. So
that's the question. I mean, it doesn't like. From what we know, it doesn't make sense, but we also don't know enough, you know? So like, it makes sense for if someone's hooking up at the camping trip, it's Feely and Katie, because obviously Katie and Hugh aren't hooking up and Liz and Hugh aren't quite there yet. Like, and they're obviously fighting. So the question is, the only other combination is Feely and Liz. And it's a square for a reason, but it makes more sense for it to be 2004. I mean, we know that Scotty doesn't know. Patrick and Liz, I did her on his birthday. Like, that's our original thoughts on that. But we always just like to plant the seed just in case and want to see what your thoughts are. It's Feely and Katie. That's what we're going with. It's Feely and Katie. Because if we look at Summer then, Feely is spiraling and Hugh has Katie's back over Summer. Feely's fumbling over Summer. We've got Patrick to Katie, Fuck Away the Pain, the camping trip with the same song, also on his Spiraling Summer playlist. So to me, that's 3 things that says that's Feely and Katie.
Yeah.
Like,
I love the Feely putting in overtime to ruffle feathers. Oh. Like, I can't wait till he's just like, I'm just going to mess with you guys.
Let's stir the pot.
But you know, it could be as simple as like, so Feely and Katie hook up over Maybank holiday weekend, and then all of a sudden she's back with Hugh again. He's like,
you know what? F you.
What the fuck?
Like,
I'm
I
going
don't
to
get
ruffle
it.
some feathers
What
with
do I have
Liz.
to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
They are going
it's
to be
gonna
so messy. Like, Katie and Feely collectively are just messy. Like, they're just, like, getting back at each other. They're just like, who could do revenge better?
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm so here
Definitely.
for the ruffling feathers. I'm
Me
so
too.
here for it.
Mm-hmm. I think this whole summer, this spiraling summer, I'm very interested to see
Me
because
too.
we know like Casey's off away for like 2 weeks, but then she comes back. Like there's obviously a period where the boys say when they're at Biddy's in October, like that Feely stopped messaging Casey, but he has been messaging her. So over
Yeah.
summer period, there's Casey's still involved here in this summer period at some
Yeah.
point. So is that the reason? Like, is that the reason they're still going back and forth? Because Casey's involved. But again,
I don't
more
know.
sneaky time is all I can see. Just a sneaky spiraling summer is the question. And I love how it says Hugh having Katie's back over summer, which basically show you Hugh is shielding for Katie over summer.
Yeah.
Like,
there's a reason.
So we have the Biddy scene in July
The
where
one we hate.
Katie is kissing Hugh and he's tearing his lips away. Again, he's just got her back. Just a peck on the lips. There's nothing.
Peck on
There's
the lips.
nothing
Nothing
there.
crazy. Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy. We are
What
shielding
would we do a
because
friend?
really she's fucking away the pain with Feely.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just so messy.
It's literally so
I
messy.
just need to know.
I just need to know what happened in summer.
Then we have beach camping, which we have a lot of kind of sneaking around, switching bunkmates. We know Feely and Katie are in a tent together at some point. I don't know. Like, we know Gibbs goes into Claire's tent. Hugh and Katie were supposed to share a tent. Like, where is everyone else while this like tent swapping?
How don't you see this? Like how?
What's happening? No one knows.
How did we get them in a tent? How did they get in the same tent?
They're in the same tent.
Hugh didn't even make it to the tent because he's just like so drunk.
Sleeping in that tent.
He was like very drunk here.
Yeah. Then we have like the Marmite scene. Katie gets upset. She goes away. She storms away. We obviously have Hugh after her. So that like there's some tension still between Katie and Liz. Did something weird happen? Did someone see something again? Does someone know something that makes Liz do like that, like lashing out stuff? We know that when Liz and Pierce, because Pierce is
also
there at some point. Where is he? I don't know. But she says we would have had peace if Liz didn't show up. So she's obviously like upset that Liz shows up. It's going to be something.
And it's also because
like,
Feely says, like, Feely calls out and says, oh my gosh, you made it, Liz. And that's when Katie says that. So it's kind of giving a bit of jealousy vibes. So to me, it sounds like, does she know that something happened with Feely and Liz?
And don't Hugh and Katie like link arms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hook arms. Yes. They ring
even
around
though he was
the
like all pissed off. And like he's like, this is a Feely conversation to Claire. Like,
yeah. So it's sounding like, do they know about Feely and Liz at this point? Yeah.
And then you swap in tents. Somehow made it in a tent with Patrick.
I don't. I know Chloe's just gonna throw you like a plot twist that you didn't expect, and I'm like, what is it? Like, tell me what this plot twist is.
Yeah.
I need to know.
Because like if Feely and Liz were 2004 and they found out about it prior to Johnny's camping, we already know. So why are we like, we're now at beach camping and we're still annoyed at each other. It's been like 3 months. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and I get it's painful. I understand that. But also if it was the year before and you're not even together.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Your best friend.
I get it.
I get that. Don't get me wrong. But like, if that was the mood issue for Johnny's camping, prior to Johnny's camping, we're now in August. We're 3 months later. Like, what? Why are we still annoyed? Is it just like we're holding a grudge? Like, do you know what I mean? Are we just like still mad? And that's why Katie's making a comment about Liz because of Feely. And then obviously Hugh's making a comment about Feely. Like, are we just holding on to it? Like,
I don't know. I am a professional grudge holder, so
I do wonder though, like, it does Feely apologize to Katie? Like, when is the apology? You know, like, when is the, like, I don't know.
I don't know, but it better be big.
It better be big. I'm on your knees, Feely. And then, because then we get to Hugh's 18th, and it's sounding like we're going back to you. Like, it's sounding like Hugh and Liz back to you, Katie, Patrick back to you. We know that Katie and Feely are on the couch. We've got this whole Casey scene, and then obviously, like, when they're outside with the fight, like, Feely's like protecting Katie. So it's kind of giving like we are somewhat at a better place here, which is 2 months after like August beach camping. So it's just so back and forth. Like,
there has to be stuff going on, like so much going on behind the scenes that we're just like not totally aware of. Which, like, obviously in every book we find out that there's so much stuff that we don't know. But I'm like, there has to be so much.
I feel like every time like Katie goes home. Yeah, and like every time like September onwards, like obviously first day back at Tommen, she goes home sick with period pain. I do feel like if you mapped out how many times she did that, it would probably coincide with whatever Feely's taking her home. Yeah, where's Patrick on that day? Like,
he's like, I'm going to town for lunch.
Yeah, why are you going to town? That's so weird.
Do you want to come with me? But like, don't come with me.
Literally, there's so many scenes, like random ones where you're like, why did we say that? And it's like, oh no, I think it's an Easter egg for Katie and Feely.
It'll be interesting to track, like, when she goes home, where is Feely? Like, is he at lunch?
Yeah.
Does he disappear? Is he accounted for?
That's it. And I think with like even like Q's 18th, like we know they're together majority of the time during the party. After the blow up though, Katie follows Hugh inside and Feely goes helps Claire find Gibbs. So like what happened after that? Like I'm interested to be like after the like
Feely, and then we know
he come back and pick up Katie. Like
we know Hugh was with Liz while she's like freaking out.
Yeah.
How does Katie get home?
How's Katie get home?
Like where?
Does Feely come back, pick her up, and then taking her home?
He's like, I always drive you home, Katie. I'll drive you home.
I got you. I'm your personal Uber.
I got you.
But yeah, I feel like Hugh's 18th is going to be a big night, not just for Hugh and Liz, but for Patrick and Katie as well.
I really think that Hugh and Katie are like not. It might not be outwardly known, but I don't think that they're together. Yeah, together. Like I think
broken off the shield.
Called it. Yeah. They just haven't like announced it, or like it's not common knowledge. Mm-hmm. So I do think by like the end of October, it's like.
Yeah. And like you've got this snippet where it's like it was always going to end this way, and the song is Back to You, and we have Back to You for Hugh and Liz at his 18th, and obviously now Feely and Katie as well. So it's kind of giving like they've decided, they haven't told anyone. Like Katie's already decided like she can try, you know, but maybe something happens that night or over the weekend with Feely again. And so that's why on the Monday she's holding Hugh's hand, or is she just holding it because she's out of comfort, or, you know, like.
Yeah, I mean, they've developed such a close friendship and like a bond, obviously. Like it's a platonic love. We know that they're not in love with each other. Yeah. So they have care for each other, and they obviously he's sick. Mm-hmm. She could be just like
trying to come, because she's literally like holding his hand and like talking to Patrick and laughing.
And she like touches his hat, like she like, oh, you're bringing that. Like,
yeah.
That's not
so like your attention is still on Feely, but you're holding his hand. Like that's. Yeah. I think I think this
And,
will
like,
kind of be like
are they
their
holding
shift.
hands, or are they like, or
Is
is
it
it
like
like a
class?
gentle, like, rest on top type hand
Yeah,
hold?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're
Like,
not
because
intertwined and interlocked. It's maybe just like
because it could just be like she rested her hand on top of his to like see like, are you okay? Like a
yeah,
gentle kind of
exactly.
friendly check-in.
Mm.
But to the people that we have like their point of views, obviously
They've
they think
described it
they're like in a
differently.
relationship.
Yeah.
So it looks like, oh yeah, they're holding hands.
Mm. Yeah, I'm so interested to see all the different descriptions of scenes. Like describing Hugh as like sick and he's like flustered and like stressed from
Like he's
he's
flustered
like,
and like warm and like, oh, I need to go for a walk.
Liz is over there eating her apple and he's like, stop taunting me, woman.
And Katie's like, oh, you're so flustered, you're so warm. Like, are you ill?
Are
And
you unwell?
he's like, everybody stop touching me. I need to go. You need to go away for a
He's like,
moment.
I actually have shit to deal with, but I can't with you all around me.
He's like, I have to go collect my thoughts. Excuse me.
It's gonna be so funny.
He's just like doing deep breath, like breathing in the hall. He's like,
He's like stressed out. Yeah.
like so stressed.
I'm so excited. Then we get to
and
Winter
then we know that
Ball.
they go to Winter Ball together.
Yeah.
Well, Hugh and Katie go to Winter Ball together.
Yes.
At Winter Ball, we obviously have this playlist that is Feely and Katie with a sad face. It doesn't seem like they're like in a place to be getting back together. They could just be kind of in like a better-ish place, like wise, but not getting back together. We know that she goes with Hugh and Patrick takes Liz. So I don't know what that dynamic is about. Maybe it was like prearranged before everything went down in like late October. It just doesn't seem like Feely and Katie are like in a really good spot at this point.
It's almost like they've decided to just call it and say, well,
yeah,
like we've been doing this. Like if you think about it, if they first hooked up in January, it's now 12 months. They've been doing this back and forth thing. Nothing's really changed for them because he's still spiraling. She's still not able to give her heart completely to him, all that kind of stuff. So this is like before you leave and wish you the best and like sad face.
And we do know the friend group is like kind of clocking it at this point too, because Feely coming with Liz, Gibbs is like, it's your funeral, like and then we know like Claire is describing them as like half dancing, half hugging. So like
yeah.
Is that like a weird kind of
seeing
like
a weird dynamic there? Yeah.
Goodbye type, like we're like calling it, I'm being here for you. Like I know you and Feely aren't in a good place. Like we're still friends. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just giving weird vibes, but I don't think that
it's
Katie
not giving
Feely
like we're reunited and we're together. It's giving like we tried, we really did, but
we tried really hard and it's just not working.
Yeah. Maybe, and it's giving that like right person, wrong time, which is like your classic.
Yeah, which also is leading into that like second chance trope that I think this is like their story is going to be.
Yeah.
Like they fall in love in high school and then like come back together after some growth.
Yeah. And it's very interesting. Like I love the swap girls snippet for Joey clocking like Hugh and Liz, but I also love that he's clocking Katie and Feely. Like I love that.
Like, stop it.
Because like he never really listened to Aoife when Aoife's explaining who Katie is. He's like she's explained to him like why did Katie move from her old school to Tommen, and she's like I told you, and he's like yeah, but can't remember because he was obviously off his head. So I find it really interesting that he's clocked Katie and Feely. Not just he's saying swap girls. He's not saying go be with Liz. He's literally saying swap girls. So he's very like aware that Feely is obviously
they both
Katie's.
Want the other person.
Yeah.
They're literally he's like, you both want each other's girl. Just literally cut it out.
Just swap. Yeah.
And
otherwise he would have just been like, why don't you just be with her? Like, do you know what I mean? Like the use of swap girls is so like, I know that this isn't who you want to be with.
Okay. Just like reverse this.
So you
Stop
and
this.
you, boom. Done.
He's like, problem solved, done, chaos over. Just swap.
So I love that. I love that he's clocked
Stop
that.
bothering me with this.
Yeah. But I'm very interested to see like how that whole thing pans out.
I
And
think
I
it's
think because
also
we've got to remember
interesting.
it's
Like, I
like,
want to know what's going on at Winterball from like everyone's
yeah,
perspectives too,
that whole
because
hour and
there's
a
so many
half that we're
like
missing with Shannon and Claire in the
we know that
bathroom.
they're the guys are drinking for like an hour and a half while the girl like Shannon and Claire are in the bathroom for such a long time. Where is everybody else when those things are happening?
We've
You
got
know
a
what I
whole
mean?
hour and a
Like,
half to unpack.
where are you all?
What are you all doing? Well, we know Hugh and
Where
Liz are
are you? How
dancing.
do
We
you
know
get
Katie and
to everybody gets to that common room too at like about the same time?
I wonder what Feely does when Hugh dances with Liz.
Yeah, like, and they all like perfectly converge. It's like Katie
Yeah.
and Aoife are like ha da 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 walking into the room.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're all meeting in the common room now.
Boom. Like
Was it like a group text?
like, okay, and Liz and Hugh are like fighting, and then Claire's like, Hugh flips on the lights. Like, first of all, you're sitting there in the dark. Weird. Bizarre. Yeah, and then everybody just like hop skips into the room.
And they're like, oh, and then it all blows up. So yeah, Winter Ball, very interesting. And then I've just kind of put these here. These are kind of our square, I guess, confrontation playlist / snippets. I think it just kind of gives you the vibe that there's going to be confrontation between Hugh and Feely, most likely around Liz, but also about Katie. Like, we think it's like a different type of confrontation because if you think about like if Hugh and Katie are just in that shielding relationship or he doesn't actually really love Katie, he's still going to be hurt, but he's not going to be like heartbroken and like super sad and whatnot and want to like hit Feely given it's not Liz. But we also have the ones about Liz, and that would be more of a betrayal in the sense of they had the pact when they were kids. They made that like promise to not do it again. And also like I think for Hugh, regardless what the action is, like he doesn't like people lying to him. And if Feely has lied to him about 90s party
and keeping him in the dark.
So if he's lied about 90s party, didn't tell her straight away, he didn't find out till early before, Dublin, which is March, and he doesn't find out till then, he's going to be annoyed. If something has happened in between, which we're thinking obviously Easter, something's happened, May, something's happened, potentially at camping, something's happened. So all these little situations have been happening when he's supposed to be protecting her. I mean, I'd be pretty annoyed. I'd be like, so what have I been doing for you for like 6 months? Like,
and I think he's probably like, okay, so initially he's probably really upset with Patrick. They've been like good friends for so long. But then he probably feels like, Katie, we built this friendship and this like bond. Like, we've been protecting each other, and like I thought you were being honest with me, and now I find out like
this whole
all this
time
other
you've just
stuff.
been on
Like,
and off with him. Yeah,
he's probably gonna be like, what the heck? Like, I thought we like
we could
friends.
come.
Like, I thought we were friends. I thought we had this like,
and that's why I think it's more about
connection, and you're a liar.
Yeah, I feel like it's more about not being truthful,
a dishonesty, kind of like
than like romantic feelings or anything like that. Obviously, with Liz, yes, everything romantic. Hugh is 100% committed to her, but like everyone else, for sure, it would be more like, well, you should have just told me. Like, I would have been fine with it. Like, I could have been with Liz this whole time. Like, but I'm here like trying to protect you and do the right thing by everyone. So like, I think that'd be really hard for Hugh. Feely, I think if he did hook up with Liz at a time where she was manic, that's going to be terrible for him because he has his own demons as well. So the question is like, was he spiraling himself? Could he really remember it? Does he remember all the times he goes off the rails and fucks Casey? Like, what is his mind space like?
And then that's also going to be hard for like, I don't know, when Hugh finds out, it's like, great, you like slept with him, you hooked up with him, like whatever they do end up doing, like whether it's all the way or not, it's like, what the hell? And then also for Katie, it's like, cool, both of these guys that I care for are obsessed with Liz, or like have hooked up with her, or like have been with her. Like, like that's hard for her too. So
Yeah.
Just
So it just
messy
seems like a
square.
lot of confrontation, a lot of mess between. I mean, it wouldn't
Messy.
just be a triangle. It has to be a square. So it's very much I think it evolved. It started with the folklore love triangle and it kind of evolved from there into a square. But I guess the question is, when does all this come out? We think there'll just be lots of situations throughout the timeline of 2005 with confrontation between Hugh and Feely, lots of little fights, and then eventually it'll maybe bubble up to maybe even Winter Ball when they're swapping girls, and it's all kind of coming out into the eyes of people of what's actually happening, that more is said.
I feel like by Winter Ball, like everything has to be out, because then
we have
we
Mark
know he was going to start choosing Liz, and like we know that New Year's is going to be like not great. So like, does it come out slowly over time? When is it like fully out on
this
the
is
table?
this is also like the last day they're all kind of together before Christmas break.
Exactly.
So it has to kind of
that
come to a point, and nothing happened in Viper in the common room the day before. Yeah. So it kind of has to, really.
It has to. So whatever's not out
has to come out.
Has to come out when they're all
before Christmas break.
Yeah. Place.
I agree. And then we kind of move into 2006 onwards. I mean, the vibes kind of giving, they're not together. We definitely think Katie and Feely are, again, that second chance romance. So we will get obviously their backstory, things like that, a bit of like where they kind of ended with Feely leaving and graduating, and then him obviously leaving. But then we've got, him writing letters to Katie while he's away. Like, he does end up coming back and they reunite. Katie's climbing onto the back of his motorbike, and it says like when he comes back to Tommen. So to me, that's also like, well, she's still got to be in Tommen, which would be 2007.
Like, is it the next year?
Yeah, because she would graduate in 2007. So I'm like,
okay, he comes back, but then Katie wouldn't be considered a grown-up. Like, it's not like grown-up Katie and grown-up Feely.
Exactly. So like, are we doing time jumps?
Yeah.
Are we doing a bit of like now we're grown up, he's a musician?
And like Katie Patrick reunion, like when is the ultimate reunion?
Yeah. So it just kind of gives like a lot more of that future timeline.
Yeah, it gives like future older.
Like, still get the backstory for sure. Still get the backstory, still get understanding of like what happened in the Tommen timeline, and then obviously that kind of future, which would be obviously their two books.
Have to do some type of time jump. I don't know how you do. I don't know how you get them to, like, you give us all the backstory and then you get them to be grown-ups. Like, do we
like what is a grown-up? Like, is that like, are we saying 18 plus? Are we saying 21 plus?
College?
Like, what are we considering?
Is that after college?
Yeah, what are we considering a grown-up age?
Is that after Feely's rockstar years? Like,
yeah,
because we know Katie also is going to go to I don't know what it's called. It's like the community college, the like local Cork college.
Yeah, in Cork, yeah.
So does she stay there and Feely does his rockstar stuff? Did she move out of Cork?
Like, does he get a big break? Does he go touring? Like, so many options.
How do we get there, Chloe?
Yeah.
And give it to me. I need it.
We need it. And then these are just a few more snippets that are out there that kind of give you more of the understanding of, I guess, the vibes behind some of our like thoughts. I guess the end of the day, you've got Katie constantly thinking about Patrick, Katie and Feely spiraling at some point. And I find it so funny that the song is "I Like the Way You Kiss Me." Like, because the other day I never realized what the lyrics of that song was. Because you just sing it and then you're like, wait, you hit it from the back so you don't get attached. I'm like, what?
Like, what are these words?
So yeah, kind of just giving a lot of sad back and forth, I don't know, sad vibes. A lot of spicy vibes. I feel like these ones are giving us like casual, damn it, Patrick, be good, will ya? Christ. Yeah, oh my God, what is he doing? Oh, I think he's just fucking around all the time. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be very interesting. Interested to see these Biddy scenes with Feely singing and his eyes are on Katie / Leah's Obviously, we've got the funeral one as well, where he's singing and like looking at Katie as
And what is
well.
the incident? Like,
Mm.
is the incident the Casey incident at the pavilion, or is there
Mm.
like an incident,
Mm.
like we're talking about the potential loss situation,
Yeah,
which
like is
causes him
that
to spiral and
2003?
then
Is there
leads to
another
pretending New Year's
incident?
Eve?
Yeah.
Is there a different incident? Does he spiral after he finds out maybe Michelle is his mom? Like, what incident? What
Mm.
incident?
Incident sounds like the miscarriage. Like that seems like like that. I would be like that was an incident. Like we can't talk about it.
Yeah,
Like
but all of those seem like incidents.
yeah. I mean, Casey, I'd be like, my fuck up, my mistake. I wouldn't call it an incident. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't
done
know.
fucked up.
Witnessing it, I'd be like, whoa,
That was an incident.
that was an incident. Shoot,
Yeah.
that was something.
Just a messy kind of guy.
Like, that was something. I don't, woof.
And then these are some older ones if you haven't seen them, but they're kind of giving, you know, just those vibes of like Feely and Katie. I'm going to say like building
Yeah, and then we
their
get the like
relationship.
snippet with her dad where he's like, I'm doing the best I can. So like obviously we know that there's like family trauma. We know from like young parents what Katie's alluded to, but like the relationship with her dad is strained and hard. So I'll be interested to see like all of that kind of come out and get that backstory, because I think that'll give Katie like a lot of depth and like more relatability as well, because I think a lot of people have the experience of like young parents and kind of the struggle of what that means, and I don't know.
And like even the snippet here talking about like she's saying I'm a virgin, okay, like obviously this has to be like 2003, like before they actually do it. So it's kind of giving more backstory, like them building their relationship, like them teasing each other, banter, like. So I feel like we'll get a bit of that, so we can really understand that first love infatuation. Like we have to get that. We can't not get their backstory to understand how he got here at the end of the day.
I also think this is my own thing, but I think people who like use music as like an outlet for like their trauma and pain, they probably connected on like a whole other level when they first met, and like they were able to like maybe like talk about their personal traumas or whatever, and like use the music and that kind of stuff. So I just feel like they have like such a deep connection that we're not even aware of, that
Yeah,
I'm like
I
really
agree.
interested to see
Yeah, it's just like
everything they
Philly
go through
getting
from
Katie to open
2003
up.
to New Year's and then on.
Yeah, that's it. Just a bit more.
There's
Okay.
so much more.
So to wrap up, we kind of talked about this, but this is just like a one slider, so we can have all our thoughts here. Again, these are thoughts, these are theories. They may change until we get more information or we think of something new, all for the fun of it. I guess the main thing are the backstory in 2003, something being more specific than just their little casual relationship, having a situation involving a near miscarriage, whatnot, pregnancy trope, 2005 timeline, Katie being the one to cheat on Hugh at the 90s party, which kind of changes their dynamic. They do break up before Dublin. And then post Dublin, their relationship turns into that strict shield situation because Hugh finds out more about Feely's backstory in 2003 and is more protective over her and maybe just not quite ready to be back with Liz. Feely and Liz hook up at some point. We really do think. We want it to be 2004 and we're wishful thinking that it's 2004. They don't find out until 2005 prior to the camping trip for Johnny.
It's 2004. Stop it.
But I'm also going to be like, but it could also be 2005. I'm just going to put it in there because I have to prepare myself mentally.
I know. Bree is the logical one, but I'm always playing devil's advocate.
I know.
And I'm like, also, when you look at how close they are, like, okay, so when you look at the Halloween thing, when she's like, you're going to kiss me. They have to have some
Exactly.
type
They've
of
had
close
to have some sort of relationship. Yeah.
where they feel like she feels comfortable getting that close to him, even to like allude to them going to kiss. Like, even if she had no intention of that happening, they're close enough that like them being that physically close to almost kissing is
Yeah.
like comfy.
Comfort. Yeah. It's not
So
awkward.
something
Yeah.
happens.
Something happens. Yeah. 100%. Dying on the hill. I'm sorry,
Something
guys.
happens.
It's happening.
It's happening, but I don't like it.
We don't want it to be in 2005, but we just know it's got to be a time where Liz is manic and not in her right mind, and potentially Feely himself isn't in his best space either. So his worst space would be 2004. Like, that makes more sense because you're
Yeah,
two
it makes
sad
sense that
people, you're
both of
both
them would
depressed,
be
you're not doing well,
in a bad
she's
way.
manic, blah, blah, blah. But obviously, if it was 2004, he wouldn't really know about her bipolar because it doesn't sound like he finds out about the bipolar until summer 2005. But that still works if it is before summer, it's Johnny's camping, and miscommunication leads to people doing silly things. We also know Liz is manic there. So we don't want to put it off the table, but we definitely think, like, if it happens, it happens. We would love it to be 2004, but we're also scared it might be 2005. Either way, they will find out about it, and it
They're
will
both
cause
in a bad way in 2004 when their people are trying to make it work with other people.
Yeah. So
they're
like,
finding
that makes
comfort
no
in each
sense.
other. It happens. It's a one-time thing. It's done.
It's one time only. Exactly. If it does happen, it's one time.
And then
only.
it's like a friendship, like closeness, where they're like friends while they're kind of like our people are with other people.
Yeah. Exactly.
And hopefully not during 2005.
And hopefully not, but we'll see. And then I guess throughout 2005, and I guess the reason because of 2005, it's also like, well, Feely and Katie are definitely hooking up throughout 2005. So I'm like, it's worse if Feely and Liz hook up in 2005 when even
he's
like
hooking up with Katie back and forth all the time. Then there's Casey.
And there's
so
Casey.
What? 3? Add Liz in there? No, come on.
Yeah. Like, oh. And I also feel like it'd be so fresh for you to get over versus like if it was 2004 and it was last year and you weren't together and you'd be like, like, do you know, like, but we just like to be prepared. So who knows? Regardless.
Yeah, but also, like, let's say hypothetically it does happen on Hugh's birthday in 2004. Liz is just like hooking up with people on Hugh's birthday. Hugh's never getting
like, that's what I mean. Bad. Like, the parallel is too wild. And also, like, the parallel of Hugh's 17th birthday is like the year before, obviously, Feely asked if he could bring Katie to the party, and now he's bringing Liz to the party.
I don't know. That's messy. And
like, that's so messy. So 2004 we would be okay with. 2005 okay. We will be okay.
Everybody will end up with their people.
It'll be fine. It's going to work out anyways. Yeah. Then we think obviously Feely and Katie are going to part ways at Winter Ball. Feely uses alcohol, sex, drugs when he spirals and he's not in a good headspace, leading to situations like Casey and Liz. But overall, like, kind of giving us that second chance romance for their older years. Feely, we hope, will become a bit of a rock star, musician, but continue to have this problem because that is the lifestyle of a rock star. So whether he learns to cope with it, probably not until he's in his older years. Similar to Joey, he, I guess, has those similar coping mechanisms. And we do think that, his biological mum is most likely his older sister, Michelle. That we did have a snippet on that in the first slide. And lastly, I guess Katie most likely has like a complex relationship with her dad. Again, he's the musician. He's the one that's highlighted a bit more. So is it her dad that left her to the grandparents, or like, I feel like the dad's more involved than the mum. So I feel like the dad is maybe the situation. And then she obviously has some like fear because they were young parents. So if she did go through a pregnancy situation, then that would be very terrifying for her. And she also has an assumed, ED or some sort of trouble with her body image and self-esteem. So that's just another layer to add on to everything else that they're probably dealing with as well. So they're kind of the general consensus ideas around their backstory, what we might be getting, what we kind of are hoping to get, but we just don't know until we get the book. But yeah. So there are thoughts, guys, on Feely and Katie, as requested by you. Let us know who you want us to do next. We might do maybe Gibbs and Claire. We have a few ideas of what we want to do. But we just wanted to kind of break down our thoughts based on canon stuff, snippet things we've seen, and what we might think might be coming. Just to kind of talk about them, because what else do we do in this slump? But if you're not following us, make sure you follow us or subscribe. We are on Spotify now too, so please follow us on there. And obviously we've got our links for Instagram and TikTok below. But what do you guys think will happen with Feely and Katie, or what do you want to happen? Obviously, I think at the end of the day, it's just going to be very messy. I think it's going to be the messiest story that we have, but we are very excited for it. And honestly, we just want our people to be with the right people. So hopefully we get their story soon. But yeah, thanks for listening or watching, and we will see you guys soon. Okay, bye.